The rich old man bought the whole country's chocolate with more than 200 million pounds. And then he hired thousands of employees to take apart the chocolate packaging for him. All this is just to give his beloved little princess a ticket to the 𝐂𝐤𝐿𝐻 chocolate factory. This gold-made ticket is hidden in 𝐂𝐤𝐿𝐻 chocolate. There are only 5 of them in the world, and its source is the world's largest and most mysterious 𝐂𝐤𝐿𝐻 chocolate factory. Those who are lucky enough to get a ticket can visit this chocolate factory. On the shelf was bought out. The first winner of the ticket was the German fat man Augustus. His award was based on a mouthful of food. He kept eating chocolate for 24 hours a day. Until he was stuffed with tooth powder by the ticket, he found out that he had won the prize. The second winner of the ticket was the British Princess Veronica. The reason he won the prize was that he had a greedy father. In the eyes of a rich father, anything that can be solved with money is not a problem. As long as it is everything his daughter wants, he will satisfy her unconditionally. Daddy, I want another pony. The third winner of the ticket was a blonde girl from a beautiful country, 𝐂𝐤𝐿𝐻. 𝐂𝐤𝐿𝐻 is a very competitive girl. She has been fighting for the first place in everything since she was a child. In order to get the world record, she even chewed a piece of chewing gum for 3 months. In front of the camera, she was even more arrogant and said that she would be the winner of the mysterious prize. The fourth winner of the ticket was a genius child named Mike. He relied on the production date of chocolate and the change of weather and a series of indexes to deduce the specific location of the ticket. Hey man, I only had to buy 1 candy bar. And how does it taste? I don't know, I think chocolate. Now there is only 1 golden ticket left in the world that has not yet been discovered. This disappointed Charlie, who lived in a slum. Charlie grew up listening to his grandfather telling the story of Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory. It turned out that his grandfather was once an employee of the chocolate factory. He witnessed Willy Wonka from a small candy shop gradually becoming the president of the world's top candy company. Even the Indian prince also hired Wonka to build a chocolate palace for him. This palace, whether brick walls or furniture, is all made of chocolate. Willy Wonka urged the prince to eat it as soon as possible, but the prince refused to eat his palace. So on a hot day, the chocolate palace turned into a mess. When the prince was about to invite Wonka to build another palace, Willy Wonka also encountered his own trouble. Other candy merchants were jealous of Wonka's business, so they bribed Wonka's workers to steal the candy's production formula for him. So soon there was ice cream that would never melt on the street. No matter how you chew it, it doesn't taste light, even bubble gum that can blow bigger than a person. In a fit of anger, Willy Wonka fired all the workers and announced that his chocolate factory would be closed forever. But not long after, Wonka's chocolate factory was miraculously opened. But the strange thing was that no workers could enter or leave the factory. No outsiders could enter or leave the factory. Only candy from the factory was sent out. Since then, the chocolate factory has kept its mystery. The poor Charlie also wanted to go to the factory to find out. But for him, who has no money and no talent, it was really an unreachable dream, because he could only get a piece of chocolate when he opened the only piece of chocolate in the year. Although he did not find an admission ticket, Charlie was not disappointed. He also shared the delicious food in front of him with his family. On this day, Charlie picked up 10 yuan on the road. He did not hesitate at all and went to the nearby shop. He bought a piece of chocolate with this lucky money. He was going to try his luck. I didn't expect that the result was really the last admission ticket. A passerby saw it and wanted to buy it at a high price, but he was stopped by a kind boss. Charlie happily ran home all the way and informed his family about this good news. When his grandfather saw the golden admission ticket in his hand, he was with joy. Charlie suddenly changed his mind. Because today someone paid 500 yuan to buy this admission ticket. Instead of taking it to visit the factory, it is better to convert it into money to make up for the family. As a child, it is really sensible to think about this. Seeing this, the grandfather on the bed persuaded Charlie that if there is no money, you can make more money, but if there is no wish, you will never be satisfied. Only fools compare money and wishes. Under the encouragement of his grandfather, Charlie realized his wish again. The next morning, a crowd of pale skin. It is hard to imagine that he is the boss behind this mysterious factory. Everyone is curious about how this strange-looking man runs the world's largest chocolate factory alone. And when the door opens, a fairy tale-like world is right in front of you. In order to make chocolate that melts in your mouth, Wonka mixes hot cocoa thoroughly in a waterfall way, so that the chocolate becomes silky and refreshing. The moving pipes in the sky can send the finished chocolate to various corners of the factory. Everything here is made of candy. Whether it is a tree or a grasshopper, it can be eaten. Little did he know this sweet place was Wonka's first test of children. The German chubby Augustus became more and more appetite. He grabbed the candy around him and ate it like crazy. He didn't even let go of the candy grass on the ground. That's not enough. Then he bit into the hot cocoa in the chocolate box. As a result, he accidentally fell into the river. At this time, Wonka used to color. Then the pipes in the sky sucked Augustus up from the river. Augustus became the first child to be eliminated. At this time, Charlie, a short-haired, saw the workers in the chocolate factory. They are a group of small-sized people from Oberlin from the primitive jungle. When Wonka went to, because the local production is small, Oberlin people will treat cocoa beans as a treasure. Wonka invites Oberlin people to work for him, and the reward is unlimited cocoa beans. In this way, Wonka got a group of employees who will never betray him. Next, the children need to follow Wonka to go to the most core candy lab in the factory. Side effects that followed began to appear gradually. First, the nose suddenly became purple, then spread quickly to the whole body. Then Zeelalin still didn't want to spit out the candy in his mouth. In the end, he was sent into the candy machine. In this way, the competitive Zeelalin became the second child to be eliminated, and the next 3 lucky children need to follow Wonka. The rich father next door was in a hurry to find her little sweater, but the next second he was kicked into the trash can by the squirrel. Until now, there are only 2 members left in the team. They followed Wonka and took the glass elevator to the next destination. On the way, the glass elevator crossed the snow-covered MT, Runtang, and then came to the colorful cotton candy 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐝𝐿𝐢. Finally, all you have to do is put the chocolate on the conveyor. Then Wonka pressed the red switch and a light flashed. The chocolate was sent to the TV. In this way, the audience can buy Wonka's chocolate after seeing this magical technology. The genius child Mike was excited. He thought it was a pity that this technology was only applied to chocolate. In Mike's eyes, if this technology can send humans to wherever people want to go, wouldn't it be an end that one day he could make delicious candy? However, Wonka's father wanted candy, but Wonka did not listen to his father's persuasion and broke up with his father because of his dream. In this way, Wonka chose to run away from home for his dream. However, when he came back, he found that his father had moved out. Since then, the father and son have never met again. Although for so many years Wonka achieved his dream through his constant efforts, his father is the pain he will never be able to face in his life. Now, with Charlie's encouragement, he inherited the chocolate factory, and the family lived a happy and warm life. The profoundness of this film lies not only in criticism, but also in the mind of the human nature and the meaning of life under the magical shell. Wonka gave the factory to Charlie, but he proposed that he would not live with his family, and Charlie refused. The core theme of the film is that the warmth of family and love cannot be replaced by any material wealth. It was this purest of the era of industrial civilization, high development, and materialization. The film uses the warmth of Charlie's family to confront the human coldness, reminding us that no matter how the times change, kindness, affection, and love will always be the most precious wealth of mankind. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory are like a layer of rich chocolate. The appearance is the sweetness and pleasure the film can taste, the insight into human nature and the truth of warmth. Over the years, this magical chocolate factory has always attracted audiences of different ages. Because of it, there is an eternal question. True happiness is not in the endless material pleasure, but in the pure heart and the warmth of family and love.